Starting at shooting.
2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, Barclays Center. Last outing for the Nets, it was a loss to the Hawks.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless, no spark.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for the Lakers right now, they've got LeBron James. Anthony Davis is out there with Randall. Then it's Russell. And it's Clarkson in at the 2. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Johnson. Let's keep it alive. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now, here is Russell. He had 34 points in the win against Denver. Clarkson. Another shot. Good D by Lopez.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Jack against Davis. In the corner, it's Ellington. Good, and Jack gets the assist. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Randall with the bucket. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Johnson. Now the pass to Young. Another one falls for Brooklyn. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Russell kicks to Clarkson. Back to Russell. 14 feet away, and the bank shot is good. Russell's got his first 2 points of the night.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Screen by Young. Lopez dishes to Johnson. That's good.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Lakers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Picked by Randall. Clarkson kicks to James. And the Lakers tack on 2 more. The Nets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Jack passes to Lopez. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Russell kicks to Davis. Lopez with the steal. Here's Jack. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
Talking about Jarrett Jack, he is especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lopez, no luck.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Brooklyn leading by 3. And now LeBron pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the slam dunk by Russell.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, but if I can say so, it was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Inside, here's Davis, here's Randall. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. After the Nets' big moves the past couple years, they were looked at as an older team, but you break it down, and you know, Greg, they're not as old as you think.
Actually have the 5th youngest team of anyone in the postseason. And so, though they seem older just because so many of their players had playoff experience or came into the league at a young age.
And, you know, for the Nets, the roster's average age was about 2 years younger at the end of the 2015 season than where they were at the end of 2014. They made a point to get younger.
Both free throws good from Randall.
And even though the Nets were younger last season, they were tough in tight games, playing really like a bunch of veterans, and went 10-2 on the year in games decided by 3 or fewer points.
And Young slams it home.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Russell kicks to Davis. The feed to Randall. 11 feet away, and he gets the bucket. Randall's got his second bucket of the night.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Young, a screen on Russell. And Jack kicks to Young. The three-pointer, no good.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
The drive by Russell. Randall, and unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Nets have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. It's stolen by Davis. Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded by Johnson. Russell against Johnson. Russell dishes to Randall. Lets the three fly. And it's LeBron James with the three. LeBron's got 5 now.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road game.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads. Chance here now to see how the Nets ranked in the NBA last season. 10th in lowest turnovers per game, 16th in shooting percentage. And for lowest opponent scoring per game, they've got some work to do there.
And in terms of turnovers, I think the good ball handling and smart passes were really a key. Not a gaudy ranking, but no question, being in that top 10 helped them offensively.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Bargnani's checked in. The Lakers also changing it up. Anthony comes in for Anthony Davis. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Clarkson. Here's Johnson. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from safety.
Now, here is Russell. A nice shot by Lin. Lin's got his first points of the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
It's Young on the wing. He's defended by Randall. 5 on the clock. Here's Jack. Jack missing again.
You know, looking at the Lakers, a big thing for them as we get back to their road woes is they didn't win a single game on the road in their division. In a word, that's terrible.
Here's Bargnani after Jeremy Lin's bucket. Here's the screen. Johnson, the pass to Bargnani.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
Throws it up high. Randall no good.
Oh, boy, that would have been a nice alley-oop.
Boy, really liked the thought on that play, but didn't quite get it executed. Almost made a spectacular play.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Nets trail by 4. Screen by Young. Johnson goes in. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Johnson's got 6 points.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Russell. And that one is stuffed right through.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Well, there may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
And here's a look at the stats for Carmelo Anthony. Coming off a terrific season. Last year averaging 24 points per, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And for him, it's all about getting better each time he takes the floor.
And with him, I think it's a matter of focus, avoiding distractions, on the court, off the court. Becoming a pro is what it's about.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Robinson's checked in for Young. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Joe Johnson. And it's Bogdanovich in for Wayne Ellington.
And guys, one thing that stands out to me about Russell is how good he is at certain NBA plays. Very strong in the pick and roll already. Knows how to attack with contact. Great vision, and he can also shoot the basketball.
Move shots.
The first one falls.
And you can say this just about every prospect, but I think with Russell, he'll need some time to adjust. He has the raw skill to play multiple spots on the floor, but each position has a nuance to it that he'll need some time to learn.
And Bargnani drops them both. 2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Here's Jack after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Picked by Bargnani. Robinson a screen on Lynn. And Jack, here we go. Dishes it to Bogdanovich. Out to the right wing. A shot. That's short off the rim.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He's been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
Now here's Lin. 5 points in the game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Jack against Lin. And Jack kicks to Robinson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective. And I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
And, you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
And the second free throw, good.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
Embiid, no good. Nets trail by 6. Jack with it, and it's Lin picking him up. Lin against Jack. Shot clock at 6. Tries it from 9. It's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right.
1:16 left in the first. And for Robinson, the trade's way on him as well. Clark, said last season that he just wants to prove that he belongs here.
Well, you know, he's yet to find the right fit for a team, but the skill set is clearly there. I mean, he's an NBA player. There's no doubt about that. Looked great for Philadelphia near the end of the year as he got minutes with them.
It's the Nets now. They trail by 6. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Yeah, exactly. An interconference matchup here. Not a lot of familiarity, but I wouldn't say they caught them off guard. There's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other team was watching.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Embiid sets the pick for Lin. And the Lakers with another miss.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
And Jack, here we go. To the wing on the left. Shot clock at 5. Jack's up a 3. Shot is off. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Lakers lead by 6. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
I think so many people focused on the scoring effort that he had, the way in which he shot the ball so well from the three.
And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team.
Vision is only the things we say about LeBron of putting it on time, on target.
You don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
Kenny Atkinson, and he embraced that.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
So on the floor for the Lakers to start this second quarter, Russell is out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's LeBron James. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Anthony in at the 4 slot. Now here's Ellington. Young, a screen on Russell. And Bogdanovich kicks to Johnson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And it's Russell in the corner. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And now a 9-point Laker lead.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
The dish to Ellington. Lopez drives in. And yes, sir, that one drops. Lopez has got his second bucket tonight.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense. Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Blacks checked in for Carmelo Anthony.
Now into the lineup for the Lakers. Tari Black.
He Lakers on D. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Knocked loose. James kicks to Russell from 20 feet out. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got 3 assists tonight.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Feeds it to Bogdanovich. Nets passing it around. Lopez kicks to Bogdanovich. Just 5 to shoot. Young cannot hit. And the Lakers take it the other way. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And a couple guys got hot early, and then it became contagious. You could see that everybody kind of pitched in when it came to shooting.
Exactly right, Greg. I mean, normally there's a hot shooter. The defense can kind of lock into that guy and then let somebody else get some shots. But that wasn't even an option in that game because everybody was on fire.
Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Byron Scott coaching his team during the break. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Russell. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Now, here is Young, coming in off a 12-point game his last outing.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
Johnson against Russell. Johnson can't hit.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
Black, no good. Nets trail by 9. Ellington with it. He's picked up by James. Young, a screen on Russell. Johnson dishes to Young. And Davis sends it back, but he gets it back. Kicks to Bogdanovich. Fires for 3, and he gets it to go. Bogdanovich has got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
All right, a chance to look at numbers for Johnson. How he did last season. Came in about 14 points per, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Yeah, in every way, I think he's doing a much better job, and the numbers certainly support that.
Julius Randle's checked in for the Lakers. Now, here is Russell. D right on him. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And so Russell hits them both. You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And, you know, guys, that 19-22 record here in Brooklyn certainly a stain for the Nets. I mean, they would be the only team to make the playoffs in the NBA last year with a losing record at home.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And with the Nets' struggles at home last season, they were simply outshot in this building. Also, they were the second worst in rebound differential at home, meaning they got killed on the glass here.
Both free throws good from Lopez. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Here's Johnson following the basket by Anthony Davis.
And for Lopez, last year was the first time since he was a rookie that he didn't start every game. I mean, that is a huge shot to your confidence. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances, but you know what? At the end, he rose above.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. Jarrett Jack is checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Young. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
You know, on the topic of Lopez last season, ugly beginning, but things got beautiful over the last 2 months. 55% shooting, nearly 20 and 10 a game. Some of the best numbers of his career.
Right wing, Ellington the pass to Lopez. No good from Jack.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Johnson kicks to Jack. Lopez a screen. Jack dishes to Lopez. Clock is at 3. Fires from 14. That one rolling around and rims out.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Lopez sets a screen for Jack. Johnson outside. And it's Lopez at the elbow. Looking to end the drought. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Davis sets a screen. Here's Clarkson. Lopez with the block. They retain possession. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. And that's 15 points for D'Angelo Russell. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And Lopez gets it to go.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Passes it to Clarkson. To the middle. Here's Davis. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, whether you call him the brow or ant or the future, Anthony Davis made the leap in year 3 to franchise superstar. I mean, still, though, he remains humble, determined to improve, and dedicated to maximizing his immense potential.
And his former coach, Monty Williams, played with some greats. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. He says he sees that same desire to dominate in Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he wants to be great and doesn't see himself as a finished product, which is a good thing. That means he's going to continue to stay humble and hungry and put the work in.
No good on the second free throw. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
And that one's good by Kobe.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here is Jack. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring and setting up his teammates. Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. He feeds it to Bargnani. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And Jack, here we go. Jack missing again.
You know, for the Lakers, they were okay in the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary assists. That, to me, is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up higher.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
Now here is Jack. Shot to stop the run, but they'll get another chance. Bargnani passes to Hollis Jefferson. Goes up again, and there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Brownie's checked in for the Lakers.
And for the Lakers and that secondary assist stat, that just means they aren't making the extra pass, or it means they are holding on to the ball too long. Either way, it hurts the offense.
Now here's Bryant. 11 points for him in that last game against Denver. Last season, Kobe with some thoughts on the development of U.S. players last season. Felt that the AAU system, Clark, was problematic.
And I would not disagree specifically in this regard. Too much focus on playing games and winning versus skill development.
And with Kobe, who's just so skilled, that critique holds water. Kobe felt that Europeans came into the league with more of a skill set because they learned how to play the game a little bit more collectively than the American players.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
You know, for Kobe's statement, it's hard to measure something like skill with metrics. I mean, you look at shooting and free throw percentages, and there isn't too much of a difference between U.S. and European players.
Now here's Lynn, following the shot by Jarrett Jack. Robinson with the block. Robinson a screen on Lynn. Jack passes to Hollis Jefferson. Robinson kicks to Jack. Looking to get back on track here. And off the glass. That one's good. Jack's got 5.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
The baseline J. Anthony with the bucket. Anthony's got 4 points this quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Los Angeles on top, delivering the blowout. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Carmelo, what allowed you to function so well offensively?
We got vets. We got guys that know how to play basketball. We come together as a team. We're doing that. We're just trying to take it one day at a time. That's it.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Let's start with you, Kenny. What did you think?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
Greg, typically that's not the role he usually plays, and I'm not sure how comfortable he is in it, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and he's been able to do it to his credit.
Nets trail by 21. Wayne Ellington is out there with Jarrett Jack. Then it's Young. Then it's Johnson. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Nets 5. Now here's Johnson. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And a chance here to see the numbers for Davis. Coming off a terrific season. He averaged about 24 points a game last year. 10 rebounds and almost 3 blocks. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
You know, his willingness to bang down low, move opponents off the block, those are valuable contributions.
Clarkson, good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Young, a screen on Russell. And Jack, here we go. No good. Nice D from Russell. Lakers leading by 23. Here's Davis, and another basket for the Lakers.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
And Jack kicks to Johnson. Young sets a screen for Johnson. Pass to Young. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Young's got 10.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of you.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
LeBron outside. And Davis wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Lakers.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Ellington's got his third basket of the night.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Outside Jack. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Looking to get back on track here, and the layup is up and in. Jack's got 7 points in the game.
Well, that's simply a great move there, Kevin. He dusted off the defense and got to the cup for the easy basket.
A big part of the problem for the Lakers last year was consistency. Clark, with all their injuries, they had to shuffle the lineup, it seemed, every game.
Well, you know what happened with all that shuffling was they got to see a lot of different players and evaluate them for the future. I think it helped in regards to what they're going to do this offseason.
And for the Lakers, obviously the big get for them was landing the #2 overall pick in the draft. Getting a quality big to add to a roster with Kobe is huge. It made them a player, again, I believe, in free agency.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Byron Scott coaching his team during the break. He said their plan was run their offense through Anthony Davis. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. And they'll keep possession. And that one good from Clarkson.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court. And you know, when it comes to the Lakers, they're always going to be players in free agency if they have money. It's still a marquee franchise in the NBA, one of the top 2 or 3, no doubt. When you have high draft picks and money to spend, people want to play for you, and not to mention, California is an attractive destination.
The Nets have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Lopez a screen. And Jack, here we go. And it's Jack again missing. LA has gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every one of them.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
And Davis sends it back. The numbers in their favor. Second chance shot, rejected by Young. Bogdanovich dishes to Jack. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Julius Randle picks one up.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
And Young is so efficient in his scoring that he's a great guy that plays heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
Well, you know, the Nets were able to sneak into the playoffs as the 8th seed last year. Had some good wins against the Western Conference, and that really was a big boost for them getting to the postseason.
The Lakers making a switch here. Black's checked in. And both free throws good for Lopez. Nets were just under 500 against the Western Conference last season. In the East, that is a very respectable mark.
Yeah, how about they were actually better against the West than the East a season ago. Their win percentage against the Western teams was narrowly better than games against the East.
And Jack kicks to Bogdanovich, knocks it loose, and stolen by LeBron. And it's Russell at the elbow. Picked by Randle. It's LeBron with the drive. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in the game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. Can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Lakers.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
It's be getting cold at night. All the heat staying in your head.
Throw good, Russell.
Well, the game's getting bigger, going international. But at least in the U.S., it really seems the game is going indoors. Back in the day, the legends of the game still played on the blacktop. That's becoming a thing of the past.
Bargnani is checked in for the Nets. Anthony's checked in for the Lakers. Kobe comes in for Jordan Clarkson.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And speaking, Clark, of playground basketball, why do you think that is, that the players are going indoors?
Well, I think one reason is playing on hardwood is nicer. It's easier on the joint and safer overall. The game has changed and it's big business now, but there are still plenty of weekend warriors who get their hoop on outside.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. During that last break, I heard Lionel Hollins as he addressed his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Johnson. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
The drive by Russell. Good. Russell's got 18 points.
And they are trying to put the hammer down, attacking the rim whenever they can.
Here's Johnson. Tries to keep it alive. Randall grabs the board.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Now here is Jack. He's got 7. Bargnani. Good, and Jack gets the assist. 11 points in the game.
And turning down what would have been a tough shot for himself into an easy one for his teammate.
The drive by Bryant. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Thomas Robinson comes in for Brook Lopez. Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Joe Johnson. The Lakers also changing it up. Embiid comes in for Randall. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Russell.
And, you know, a huge moment for Kobe last season before the injury. I mean, he passed the great Michael Jordan on the all-time scoring list.
Here's Bogdanovich. Clock at 6. And Jack, here we go. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Bryant passes to Lin. Back to Kobe. Here's Anthony. Great touch on the 16-footer. Anthony's got 10 points in the game. For Kobe, that was him moving into the 3rd spot ahead of Michael Jordan. Says a lot, Clark, about where he stands among the greats.
And you look at it, he is first among perimeter players now in that regard. So he's clearly on a very short list of the greatest wingmen of all time in the history of the league.
Los Angeles has gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them. Outside Anthony. Six on the shot clock. Baseline J on the way, and again it's the Lakers.
Boy, that mid-range jumper is a beautiful thing to have in your bag, and they've had it going today.
And some say it's a lost art, but they're getting excellent results with it tonight.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Nets have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
For Brooklyn, Thomas Robinson. Taking 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Robinson. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Bogdanovich. Brown is checked in for Los Angeles. He's off on the second.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Here's Hollis Jefferson following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Here's Bargnani. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect. Lakers shooting a magnificent 69% in this game. Kobe attacking, and that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Kobe kicks to Brown. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pass to Robinson. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Embiid with a screen on Jack. Layup off the pick. And Embiid lays it in. Embiid's got his first 2 points of the night. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Jack. There's a screen by Robinson. Ellington dishes to Jack. Robinson sets a screen for Jack. 5 to shoot. He used that pick just right. Jack's got 9 points.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that. Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Passes to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Jack. Robinson sets a screen for Jack. He kicks it to Robinson. Elbow shot is on the way. No good off the back of the rim.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Jack with it. Now Anthony defending. Robinson a screen on Anthony. Anthony against Jack. Goes up on the wing, and he hits the jump shot. Jack's got 11 points.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Lynn against Jack. Lynn the pass to Embiid. Ellington grabs the miss. Ellington's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Bargnani inside, guarded by Embiid. Shots good from Bargnani.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Los Angeles on top, running away with it. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here's Russell. And on the court for the Lakers to start the 4th. Brown out there with Ryan Kelly. Then it's Russell. Then there's Brown. And it's Black in at the 5. Roman the paint. Here's Larkin. It's Robinson high post. No good. And it's the Lakers the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road. Brown kicks to Russell. The fadeaway. Rebounded by the Nets.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Brown kicks to Russell. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's 20 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists.
Larkin dishes to Robinson. Hits the front of the rim and out. Los Angeles has gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Shot is no good.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish it.
There's a screen by Robinson. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Brooklyn ball.
The Nets making a switch here. Karasov's checked in.
Sergei Karasov.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Inside. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Larkin. Sinks it from just inside the baseline.
In the mid-range. Rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
And the second free throw, good. The Nets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. There's a good screen. Pass to McCullough to the right side. And Karasov kicks to Larkin. Here's McCullough. He's guarded by Russell. Now the feed to Larkin. 6 to shoot. Off the pick. It's rebounded by Kelly. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Puts it up. And Russell with the basket on the assist by Brown. Brown's got 3 assists tonight.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
There's a screen by Robinson. Bogdanovich, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
The drive by Russell. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Larkin. He's covered by Brown. There's a screen by Robinson.
You know, guys, coaching in the NBA is not for the faint of heart. Very little job security. I mean, in essence, you get hired to be fired. Let's face it, it's hard to make a bunch of millionaires do what you tell them to when they might be around longer than you will.
And they double up Russell. Here's Larkin. Nice D from Russell.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Stripped it away. Here's Karasov. He's guarded by Russell. Robinson a screen on Brown. Here's Larkin. He dishes it to Robinson. Gets a very good look and converts.
Boy, they're getting into a real groove from inside the three-point line, knocking down those mid-range jump shots.
8 of their last 10 have.
Look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Russell passes to Brown.
Oh, look, league business clearly doing well. Franchises, values are skyrocketing, and a new TV deal kicking in next season as well. It represents the largest expansion of league revenues in history.
Nice shot by Larkin. Larkin's got 5 points now this quarter.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
And they double up Russell. Stolen by Robinson. Oh, and here we go with Robinson. Nobody back.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
And the NBA's TV deal paying about 3 times as much per year as the previous deal.
And it's changing the math as far as the salary cap and contract negotiations go. For the fans out there, don't get sticker shock. The players expect to share in these revenues. That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
For the Nets. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Tariq Black. Randall comes in for Ryan Kelly. LeBron, he's checked in for Brown. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Brown. Screened by Russell.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the Hack-a-Shaq plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
Lopez left side. Just 5 on the clock, and that one's good. And here's Russell. The Hack-a-Shaq or the Hack-a-Jordan or the Hack-a-whatever being the focus of the playoffs last season. We saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects 2 players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. Davis dishes to Randall. Russell with it. Now Jack defending. Shot clock at 2. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Russell. 15 points for LeBron.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
And the shot is good. 16 points for Brook Lopez.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And the slam dunk by Russell.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure.
Lopez sets a screen for Jack. The wide open look here for Lopez. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got 6 assists now in the game. Lakers leading by 22. Picked by Randall. LeBron kicks to Davis. Soft touch off the glass. Davis has got 21 in the game.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire.
That is good. That's 12 points here for Thaddeus Young.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
The offensive rebound.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Jack. And James pulls it down. James has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Russell with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Picked by Randall. Dishes it to Clarkson.
And just way too early to tell how this year's group of rookies will turn out. But just from an early look, they seem to be a group that can contribute. They're definitely not going to be a class with a small impact on the league.
Again, Young missing.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Here's Davis. Rebound, Brooklyn. Ellington's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. In the corner, it's Jack. Screened by Young. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Lopez. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Joe Johnson. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Larkin in for Jarrett Jack. Lakers leading by 22. Outside, Lynn. There's the pick. Embiid the screen. Here's Kobe. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 14 points for Kobe Bryant.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Screened by Young. Larkin kicks to Young. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Yeah, it's a fun way to play, and it's fun to watch, too.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year. Actually, their 5th win on the year.
And when you play a team twice like these two will this season, always nice to win the first one as they'll go up 1-0 in the season series against the Nets.
No surprise here, just a big-time performance for Russell. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
It's Black, top of the key. Outside, Lynn to the paint. Embiid takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
Outside, Lynn. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game.
Carmelo.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity. Let's go to Shaq. What can you say about his performance?
There was nothing they could do to slow him down. Man, going to a building on the road and completely control the action like he did, only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.